Level 5's upcoming detective RPG made a strong first impression when it was first revealed in early 2023. A futuristic crime story, turn-based combat, open world. This was shaping up to be one of their biggest projects yet. But over time, the buzz faded. Updates slowed, release windows shifted, and now we're left wondering if the file has truly gone cold. But the case isn't closed just yet. Today, we break down everything we know from its original reveal to its latest updates, why the silence set in, in hopes to answer the question, what happened to DECAPOLICE? DECAPOLICE is a cyber noir detective RPG that puts you in the role of Harvard Marks, a rookie detective working under the Broadstone police force. His investigations take him into a virtual world known as the DECASIM, a simulated version of reality that lets detectives analyze crime scenes, hunt down criminals, and even predict future incidents. At its core, the game is a blend of crime-solving and turn-based RPG combat. You're gathering your evidence and then you're pursuing and taking down the perps, both in the real world and in the DECASIM. With Level 5's signature style, an anime-inspired city, and a mix of tactical battles and puzzle solving, DECAPOLICE felt like a natural evolution of their past work while offering something fresh. When it was first revealed in the February 2023 Nintendo Direct, we got a flashy cinematic trailer mixed with brief gameplay snippets. The footage showcased a futuristic city, intense chase sequences, and glimpses of the game's turn-based combat system. It painted the game as an investigative thriller with an RPG twist, drawing comparisons to titles like AI, The Somnium Files, Persona, and even elements of Ace Attorney or Professor Layton. Me personally, I got the vibes of Astral Chain, but maybe that's just me. After the February Direct, we would have to wait all the way until September's Tokyo Game Show 2023 before we finally got a deeper look with an extended 40-minute gameplay showcase. Here, DECAPOLICE felt a lot more grounded. The demo focused on a single case, a jewelry store heist, where Harvard and his team had to reconstruct events using the DECASIM. The detective mechanics were more prominent, showing how players collect evidence, analyze contradictions, and use a bevy of clues as tools in both investigations and combat. The turn-based battle system was now on display, revealing how players use gathered evidence and specialized attacks to incapacitate and arrest their enemies. This deeper look confirmed that DECAPOLICE was something to keep a close eye on to see where else the dev team would take it, tapping into not only great gameplay but the world feel, giving life to their characters through expressions, Japanese voice acting performances, their quirks and mannerisms. While this presentation had promise for both the game and Level 5's managing of building anticipation, this would mark the first time we would get word on a delay, pushing the game back to 2024 with no further specification beyond that. And shortly after that, news started drying up. The team basically went radio silent with maybe an occasional trailer made from long-form footage from previous events if you were lucky. Then, at September 2024's Level 5 Vision Showcase, almost an entire year after the last update, DECAPOLICE re-emerged, but only briefly. Instead of new gameplay, we got a short theme song trailer which showcased some new in-game scenes but mostly focused on setting the tone. The theme is an absolute slapper and features Japanese pop star Maria or Mai Mizuhashi, known for her various solo and featuring works as part of bands. She's responsible for several performances of opening and ending themes for various anime series, including the ending theme for 2007's Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, as well as an opening for 2013's Kill la Kill. In short, the trailer was cool, but it didn't tell us much about the game's progress. Not to worry though, because shortly after that we would get word from the CEO of Level 5 that the game would finally be arriving 2 years from now. DECAPOLICE was officially delayed to 2026. According to Level 5 CEO Akihiro Hino, the team needed more time to refine the game's visuals and content, ensuring a more polished and immersive experience. Alongside this news, it was also confirmed that the game would be coming to PC via Steam, expanding beyond its initial console plans. To add to the surprise, DECAPOLICE wouldn't just be a game anymore. It was getting a full-on anime adaptation set to launch alongside the game in 2026. Admittedly, pretty dope to hear, but this leaves a lot more questions to be answered. Is Level 5 getting in over their heads? Considering we've already been hit with and missed 2 delays, with us now facing the outcome of the 3rd, was this really just a delay for polish, or was Level 5 shifting their strategy from ground zero? With an anime now tied to the project, could they be reworking DECAPOLICE into something larger than what was originally planned? As of this video's release, we're almost halfway into 2025, and still, with months of silence and no clear release date, the real conundrum, at least for now, isn't one you'd solve in the DECASim. Instead, it's what's happening to DECAPOLICE itself. So, is Level 5 following the right leads, or is DECAPOLICE at risk of becoming just another unsolved mystery? Let's speculate, investigate. Now, historically, Level 5 has a mixed track record with delayed projects. Yokai Watch 4, for instance, faced delays but eventually delivered a solid product that resonated well with fans. Ni no Kuni 2 also had its fair share of setbacks but ended up finding success, with additional content and fine-tuning enhancing the experience. These examples suggest that delays can lead to better quality in the long run, but they also raise the possibility that maybe Level 5 bit off more than they could chew. The addition of an anime adaptation alongside the game could suggest a full-scale multimedia strategy. When Level 5 announced the DECAPOLICE anime set to launch outside the game, it felt like a sign of confidence in the franchise's potential. I could even see merch like a clothing capsule with a boutique streetwear brand, maybe plushies or figurines or a manga. With the right attention to detail, this could be the start of the DECAPOLICE universe. However, it also raised concerns. Are they spreading themselves too thin by taking on both the game and anime simultaneously? Is the delay about syncing up both projects for a larger coordinated launch? Just how much grace are fans willing to give the team if the game and anime don't live up to expectations, or worse, one or both of the projects are inevitably stuck in development purgatory? The delay doesn't come out of nowhere though, as Level 5 has been reshaping their business strategy over the past few years. From their push to regain ground in the global market to their refocused efforts on a core group of franchises, alongside taking new leaps, the company has at least been making moves with purpose. Could DECAPOLICE be central to this vision for the future? When you think about it, it makes sense. Level 5 needs a plan that reaches into the global market, and what better way than with a multimedia product. Reports as early as 2019 foreshadowed the company's halting of their North American division, leaving many future releases to either be released in Japan only or to be released without English localizations. Crazy enough, Level 5 still opted to release an English localization of the cult classic Megata Musashi Entry W Wired in April 2024 for Switch, PC, PS4, and PS5. You didn't know? I don't blame you, because there was basically zero marketing for the game's release. Still, it shows that Level 5 isn't looking to forget about us over here in the West. The anime adaptation of DECAPOLICE could be an effort to build a franchise similar to Yokai Watch, where the game serves as the backbone, but the media empire is what elevates it. If DECAPOLICE becomes a success across both mediums, Level 5 could find themselves with another property that appeals to both gamers and anime fans alike, broadening their appeal even further. But that brings us to the question of timing. Level 5 has faced setbacks before, so this isn't exactly an unfamiliar scenario. What's different now is that they've tied an entire anime project to the game rather than developing them one after another, which could provide more depth and cohesion but requires an additional layer of complexity in crafting and execution. Could the game as we know it be reworked or expanded upon to support this wider narrative? It's possible that Level 5 is working behind the scenes to turn DECAPOLICE into something way more expansive than what we've already seen, possibly leading to films or live action adaptations. However, the stakes are as high as the ambitions, and if Level 5 missteps by missing the mark on quality for the game in terms of gameplay, presentation, or narrative, all things that I imagine would directly translate to the plot, characters, and execution of the anime, and vice versa, that may not go too well with fans and supporters, or newcomers that may have been interested in what Level 5 had going on. There's still optimism in the air, especially from those who believe in Level 5's track record of crafting compelling games. For them, delays are just a part of the process, a sign that the company's taking the time needed to ensure that the game is up to par. After all, Yokai Watch 4 and Ni no Kuni 2 were both delayed and ended up being fan favorites for some. But there's still a growing sense of skepticism. Some fans are worried that the constant delays are a sign of deeper problems, whether that's a lack of focus, a struggle with development, or just the increasing complexity of the project. The long silences and the abrupt switch from gameplay footage to a short cinematic trailer in 2024 left a lot of people questioning if DECAPOLICE would live up to the early promises. Is Level 5 trying to manage expectations by pulling back and refocusing, or are they completely missing the mark? The decision to launch the game on PC via Steam complicates things further. While this is a move to expand the game's audience, it could also mean that the team is adjusting development to accommodate a broader platform. Is this a strategic decision or another indication that the project has expanded beyond its initial scope? Don't forget, the PS5 Pro exists, and we've also had the recent January 2025 announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2, which also could be releasing sometime this year, and DECAPOLICE might be positioned to take advantage of the current and next-gen hardware. The Switch successor could offer better graphical capabilities, smoother performance, and more immersive features for DECAPOLICE, but the question still remains, will this be enough to justify the delay, or is this just another wrench in the gears? If DECAPOLICE gets reworked for next-gen consoles, we could see a more polished and impressive product, but it also opens up the risk that the game could be delayed yet again, as the development team adjusts to new hardware. It's a delicate balance, optimized for new platforms while ensuring the game still delivers on its original platforms. We also have to consider if the game gets so far in scope that it only makes it to the Switch 2, skipping over the original iteration of the hardware. So, here we are with DECAPOLICE, still waiting. After all the delays and those quiet stretches of silence, it's hard not to wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. The game has had big plans from the start, but with its focus now spreading across an anime and multiple delays, it feels like we're walking a fine line between gaming pioneering and overextension. Don't worry, I'm still hopeful. The ambition behind this project is clear, and maybe, just maybe, the delays are a sign that Level 5 is trying that much harder to get it right. Or maybe they'll still get it wrong. Only time will tell, and I for one will be tuned in to watch it all, whether that means it all falling apart or it all coming together. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the delay? Do you think the anime spinoff will help or hurt the game's chances? Also, how do you feel about the current state of Level 5's projects? Are they on the right track, or is it time for a major pivot? Drop your answers, comments, or thoughts below, and feel free to discuss with each other too. Let's get a conversation going. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on DECAPOLICE and more gaming news. See you in the next one.